Believe it's already WrestleMania, man. It is here. It is this weekend. Oh my goodness. The final stop on this long road to WrestleMania. Tonight with SmackDown. And we got a major change to a big match happening. I think it's tomorrow night it's happening. Somebody get me the match card, man. Dragon Lee out. Andrade in as Rey Mysterio's tag team partner against Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Cody Rhodes has a final message for the final boss and the tribal chief. And Logan Paul has already felt the effects of an RKO. I'm also going to talk to you guys about my experience in Philly today at WWE World. And then last night at the Undertaker's One Dead Man show. And then today, House of Glory with Wrestling Revolver. Amazing Red and Mustafa Ali in the main event. Tremendous match between Legend and Future. Ladies and gentlemen, I am exhausted, and we got an entire weekend still left to go. And I know most of you guys are watching Paul Heyman and the Hall of Fame, but I'm going to be here talking SmackDown. So when you're done there, you come on over. You get to the venue. You walk upstairs tonight. And when I get there, I want to know from everybody, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for April 5th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Friday evening, wherever you may be. I had a feeling that WWE was going to put Paul Heyman off first, is what I'm seeing now in the chat. Paul Heyman coming out to the ECW theme, says JB in the chat. I thought that they would put Paul Heyman on last, but they might as well get the biggest name that they have for the Hall of Fame out of the way, so then you guys can come on over to here and watch the best in the IWC do what he's got to do, man. I am tired. What a day it was today. What a night it was last night, man. A little too many adult beverages, I would say. But we had a great time. We did have a really, really good time. And I got a taste of some of the festivities going on for WrestleMania season. And last night, we went to Budokan for dinner, and it is always fantastic at Budokan. If you guys have not been to Budokan, there's one in New York, and there's one in Philly. I've been to both. The one in Philly is better than the one in New York. There was legitimately one on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, and they closed it down because the Budokan that was upstairs in the Caesars Pier is no longer there. It broke my heart. That was my favorite one. So now I got to go to Philly to get my fix of Budokan. But, man, their wasabi-crusted filet, it is out of this world. Love it. Drew didn't know where we were. Egghead didn't know where we were going. And he looked at me a little stunad. And I wasn't sure if he trusted my choice of dinner for the evening before Undertaker. This guy wiped his plate clean. I don't know what he ordered. He ordered some sort of steak. It was gone. He literally ate everything on the table and everything in front of him. So, job well done, man. Job well done. I am a very picky eater, but when I like something, I like something. So from there, we went to The Undertaker. And obviously, we were drinking before. We got to the restaurant. We had a couple of glasses of wine at dinner. And then we get to The Undertaker. And I never been to the Fillmore. He performed at the Fillmore in Philly. And I know a bunch of my bands have played the Fillmore. It's a beautiful venue. If you guys have not been to the Fillmore, it is gorgeous in there. Really my type of venue. The acoustics were great. The views that we got were fantastic. He got us seats on the balcony, our own little booth. Wasn't really a private booth. There were others sitting around us, but we were kind of caged off from the next group of people upstairs in the balcony. Really great seats. And I'm getting older. When I go to shows, I don't want to sit, in the floor seating area. I don't want to stand up all show and have my fucking feet hurt as if I jogged 68 miles. It's ridiculous, man. Going to a concert at an older age, I'm not young anymore. I'm not in my 20s. I'd get there fucking 7 hours early before the doors open, and I'd rush to the barricade so I got front row stage, standing. Don't do that no more. I'm an old geezer. I pay for fucking seats all the way in the back of the venue, man. Give me an old-fashioned, give me a whiskey beverage, and let me enjoy my fucking music. That's what I usually do. So we got balcony seats, like a bunch of old geezers. And we had a great view. Great view of the stage. The Undertaker, I was excited to see The Undertaker. Literally my favorite of all time. And he looked a little stunad up there. He looks like he had a couple beverages before he hit the stage, which is, accustomed for The Undertaker. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. He gave us 30 years of his life. He could do whatever he wants. So he's pacing back and forth on the stage. And it's almost as if it's a comedy show. He's trying to be humorous, and he's trying to be funny and witty. And I didn't really know what to expect going on in there. And he settles in. He's pacing back and forth. I had a completely different vision. I envisioned something completely different than what I got. What I had envisioned going there, before I got there, Undertaker sitting down, nice little setting, private, intimate setting, on the stage, like a purple spotlight or something on Undertaker where he's just kind of reminiscing stories and going over, classic matches that he had and the mindset behind them and what led to them, and maybe kind of peel back the curtain a little bit on some of the creative decisions. I thought it was that type of show. It's not what we got. Maybe it was just me hyping the thing up and having this image in my head of what it should have been. And then when I got what we got, it was like he's reminiscing about old road stories. He's talking about Midian, and he's talking about Henry Godwin and Godfather, and just these funny stories. He told his story about the cucumbers. As you all know, The Undertaker is deathly afraid of cucumbers. Paul Bearer played a terrible joke on The Undertaker due to a fear of cucumbers. And then The Undertaker told us a story about what he did to prank back Paul Bearer. It was a lot of, quirks and what he used to do to rib people, and some of the stories with the guys backstage, and then they did a Jeopardy or a Quizzle Mania thing, random choice, multiple choice. They invite fans up from the stage and they get asked a question. In this particular segment, it was The Undertaker and Michelle McCool who was there, Undertaker's wife. And then they get signed memorabilia if they get second place, third place, and then the first place winner would get to do a shot with The Undertaker back in his dressing room. It's great. So during the Jeopardy segment, people were screaming out the fucking answers in the crowd. I'm like, this is why everybody hates wrestling fans. Undertaker would ask a question, right? Name the three opponents that The Undertaker wrestled inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. So obviously you guys know the answer to that question. And someone was yelling out all the fucking answers. It's great. Let the fucking people up on the stage answer the goddamn questions. So I didn't really like that. That took about 15 minutes out of the whole fucking show. That's 15 minutes that he could have told us about something else interesting about him. I didn't go there to listen to fucking people scream out answers to fucking simple questions Honestly, it was a little ridiculous. I also didn't like the fact that some of the answers, they had a Q&A. Some of the answers he gave were very prepared. It wasn't really in the moment. And the questions that were asked were almost as if they were planted fans. It's almost as if these people were handed the questions before the show. They sat down and they were strategically picked on to ask these questions. One guy asked about how The Undertaker got burned with the pyro. And then all of a sudden, it was like on cue, Undertaker's, team had the fucking jacket, the legitimate jacket that he was wearing when he got burned. They bring it out to the stage. I'm like, that's a very weird question, man. How'd you know he was going to ask about you getting burned by the pyro? And then all of a sudden, the fucking jacket's coming out. So, I don't want to say I was disappointed with anything Undertaker. I don't. He made fun of his garbage WrestleMania matches with Giant Gonzalez and King Kong Bundy and the Big Boss Man. I don't want to sit here and shit on the One Dead Man show. I don't. Because I enjoyed myself. I had a nice cherry whiskey bourbon smash. Good. Couple of them, couple of beers. Having a good time. But I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't just a little disappointed with The Undertaker. And I feel like WWE had a great moment to really take something that they've held so secretive, so close to the vest with The Undertaker, peel back the curtain a little bit, and let us know some of what people have died to know about this man over 30 years that WWE basically had him live the gimmick for most of his career. And I was a little disappointed by that we didn't get him peeling back the curtain just a little bit and being a little bit more open with us. It's amazing to me that even in an environment where it should be personable and intimate and real, and him being a human, that WWE, in some way, shape, or form, still protects The Undertaker and really scripts out everything, controls everything. They don't want you to know anything. WWE does not want you to know anything. Even in his retirement, WWE is still very much protecting The Undertaker. He talked about the AJ Styles boneyard match, the graveyard match, whatever you want to call it. He went over how all that came about. That was the only match he really gave any insight to, because he loves AJ. He talked about WrestleMania. He got the fans' opinion about who they want to win at WrestleMania. He was making fun of Cody Rhodes. He was making fun of the tagline, finish your story. He didn't really like the fans changing the outcome of what it should have been. It was going to be Cody and Roman, then it got switched to Rock and Roman, and he didn't like the fans having the power to change or forcing WWE to change the match at WrestleMania. He didn't like that, so he was kind of making fun of Cody Rhodes and the whole finish the story tagline. I don't want to deter anybody from going, but if you want to go see The Undertaker, you're going to go see The Undertaker. I just thought it was a little different than what I had originally visioned in my head. And it's very disappointing that WWE still has, a controlled environment with something like that should really be a little bit more open, a little bit more honest, a little bit more humanized with The Undertaker. So I was a little disappointed in that, but I still had a great time. And, Mark Calloway, again, one of my favorites, if not my favorite of all time. It's him and Shawn Michaels, number 1 and 2. So I enjoyed myself, and that was last night. We were thinking about going to Wale Mania, but we decided against it. As soon as we got back to the B&B, we all crashed. So it was a very good night. Woke up today, and immediately we went to Bison Coffee, a little independent coffee shop here in Philadelphia. Excellent coffee. And then I finished that latte. I got a large vanilla latte with half and half. Finished that in about 7 minutes. And then I'm like, oh, there's a Starbucks. I need another coffee. So I got a venti vanilla latte, half and half. And then I was good to go for the rest of the day. We were going to WWE World today. And I wanted to check out WWE World. I heard it was a really great experience. It's basically what the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Fame. It should be what a WWE like Cooperstown should be. It should really be, I would say, a Hall of Fame, destination of what WWE really should do, and find a destination for basically their entire vault of memorabilia. Honestly, it's exactly what it ended up being. You got, stage sets from in your house. You got King of the Ring memorabilia. You got the entrance ramp where you can walk down and do your own entrance. You got shark cages, the legitimate shark cages that they've used over the years. You could take a picture inside the shark cage. There was a huge replica. It wasn't a replica. It was a real life WWE ring in the center of the convention center. I mean, there were live shows going on, Q&As going on, autograph signings going on. It was mayhem. I'd never seen so many people in my entire life. It was absolutely crazy. And the Superstore was even crazier. I walked into the Superstore, and, people were just like, it was almost as if a zombie apocalypse was happening in Philadelphia, and people were rummaging to find the last rations that they could. People just pulling shit off the shelf everywhere. I seen this one Bret Hart jacket for $225. I walked by it 2 or 3 different times. It's a beautiful pink and black jacket. It says Hitman on it. It's got his Bret Hart logo on it. I'm like, where the fuck am I going to wear a pink jacket? When am I going to wear this? It's going to drop $225 on a fucking pink and black Bret Hart jacket. When the fuck am I going to wear it? Unless I become a mark and start wearing really nice WWE memorabilia like that at these junctions and these shows that I attend. But I refrain from buying anything from the shop. I mean, it's a ripoff, honestly. I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm cheap, but I'm just smart with my money. I mean, anything that you saw there, you could get online at a better price, honestly. I want a couple replica titles for the office. I love a nice replica title. But the replica titles were going for $500 plus in WWE's Superstore. I mean, WWE, you watch Raw, and they'll throw a fucking graphic up, tonight only, 25% off all custom-made titles. I'm like, all right. Just wait for another fucking deal to happen when they want to throw a commercial up on Monday Night Raw. So, it was crazy. There was a nice CM Punk jacket that I was also looking at. I refrained from buying anything, and I don't think I'm going to regret it, but it was still a good time, man. It was definitely an experience. It's one of those things where if you do it once and WrestleMania does it again next year in Minneapolis, I don't think you have to do it again, honestly. It's a one-and-done deal. You've seen everything. You did everything. Pat McAfee did a show, and, it was just fucking crazy. I looked at everybody, and it's just bizarre to me how people just stand there. You can't even hear what the fuck they're saying. They were live on ESPN. They had Triple H there. Who else was there? Somebody else was on the show. And he's talking to Triple H. He said some off-color things about AEW indirectly. And people are just standing around. You can't even fucking hear them. There was one chant of, we want speakers so that they can actually hear the show. Now, they're not going to use a live microphone and have it, echoed throughout the convention center. I mean, they're streaming live to ESPN, so they're having a full-fledged show. Just the destination of the show this week, or this weekend, I guess, today, is at WWE World in Philadelphia at the convention center. So people were just standing around. It's like, what are you going to do? Stand around for the entire 3 hours of Pat McAfee's show and not listen to anything? Not hear what he has to say? I mean, you're better off just fucking going and having a good time somewhere. Honestly. So it was definitely an experience. And we walked around. There were a couple of fun games to play and partake in. C4, the official sponsor of WWE, was handing out free samples of their new flavor. Not a fan. And it was an experience for sure. Like I said, if you want to do it at least once, if you've never been to something like that, a WWE World experience or Super Show, you do it once, and that's all you really need, honestly. So from there, we left. We went back to the B&B. I packed up, and then I drove to Spruce Street in Philadelphia, and I had to get ready for commentary for House of Glory. There was a joint show with House of Glory today at 3 o'clock on Triller TV, formerly Fight TV, where we did Wrestling Revolver, Sami Callihan, love Sami, his promotion against Hog. And they had some banger matches tonight, up and down. It was a great show, man. Really, really compact show. It was in and out. Less than 2 hours, we were done. It's exactly what you want. Everything went beautifully today. Mustafa Ali, he wrestled the Amazing Red of the main event. It was scheduled to be a non-title match. Ali, who is the X Division champion for TNA, actually put the championship on the line because Red says, if you're so good, or you are as good as you say you are, why don't you put your money where your mouth is, put that X Division title on the line. We know Amazing Red is a 3-time X Division champion. So Ali put the championship on the line. It became a impromptu championship match. You know, and I'm very fortunate and thankful that Brian and Red give me and Jason the opportunity to tell their stories and get that out there. I had a great time. I thought we nailed it on commentary. We really made it, tried our best at least, really made it feel epic and worthy of the dream match moniker that a lot of people were saying that it was when the match was announced. They did great. Red still, not, you know, a lot of people saying, you know, Red doesn't have it. He's lost a couple. Red still got it. He's still moving in there. I mean, he's not 20 years old anymore, but he moves fucking so good for his age. And he's not even in his 40s yet. So he is one of the most underrated talents that has ever been, honestly. And he does not nearly get anywhere close to the credit that he truly deserves. Anything that you see on TV from a Ricochet or a Will Ospreay or someone like Ali, you know, anything that you see that is big-time flashy, aerial, where do you think that influence originally came from? It came from the Amazing Red. He is truly an innovator of the high-flying style that you see many taking a hold of in this generation. But Red never gets the credit for that. So it's pretty shitty to see, but I thought they fucking killed it. I love Ali. I think Ali is a tremendous talent. WWE fucked up with him, and he's better off. He really is. It's truly a beautiful thing to see Ali doing his own thing and proving everybody wrong. I love when someone can say, fuck you, you messed up, and it's your loss. And Ali has been doing such great work. The work he's done in the last 4 months, has outshined anything he's done in WWE. That's a testament to how great he was in WWE. Didn't realize it. Vince didn't realize it. We also had Charles Mason versus Steve Macklin, former Impact World Heavyweight Champion. They legitimately had a street fight. It was billed as a street fight, and they took it out into the streets of Philadelphia. Impromptu. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. They legitimately brawled into the street with oncoming traffic. They stopped traffic on Spruce Street in the street fight. Ridiculous. It was fucking unlike anything I've ever seen. Mason, a vile son of a bitch, but a great fucking wrestler, man. Love Charlie. He is so good at what he does. And if Charles Mason, hear me out. If Charles Mason is not signed to a major promotion this year, somewhere is fucked up. Honestly. So good. And I'm breaking the fourth wall with that one. We're supposed to hate him, but we really love him. We also had a 6-way scramble match. Gringo Loco was a part of that. We got Casey Navarro in that. We had a tremendous match with Speedball Mike Bailey and Masha Slamovich, an intergender match. Oh my God, man. These two had everybody on their feet. People are going to be talking about this match all weekend. When you look back at WrestleMania weekend, Masha Slamovich versus Speedball Mike Bailey is going to be looked at as one of the best matches all weekend. They fucking killed each other. Literally. Crowd was on their feet for this thing, man. Super, super, super exciting. And Mike Santana defended the HOG World Championship against Alex Shelley and his Revolver Wrestling World Championship. So we had a dueling, world champions battle to open the show. And Mike Santana won the Revolver Championship and then a referee decision gave the decision of the match to Alex Shelley because original referee got knocked out. Second referee came in. He pinned Shelley's shoulders to the mat. The original referee wakes up, changes the decision, gives the victory to Alex Shelley. So all in all, excellent show. If you guys want to go watch it on Fight TV, I'm on the call with the Solid Monster, and it was a tremendous night. And I hope we do it all over again with Revolver Wrestling. They are fantastic. Their team was fantastic, and I enjoyed myself, man. In and out, quality wrestling, and I thought we all did a fantastic job tonight. SmackDown. And tomorrow, we're not done. I'm waking up. I'll be in Philly at 11 a.m. We're going to WrestleCon, so if you guys are going to be at WrestleCon, Mr. Baydala and myself will be at WrestleCon, and then we're going to the tailgate, day one, outside Lincoln Financial Field, and we're going to be hanging about there. And then Sunday, a live TNT outside the tailgate, outside Lincoln Financial Field, night 2 of Philadelphia. So that's going to be in the weekend's itinerary list of things to do. If you guys are looking for something to do, tailgatejoe.com. Come out and see us. It's still not too late. SmackDown tonight. I wasn't really expecting a lot from this show. We did get a couple of important little details for WrestleMania. We got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That was actually a pretty entertaining piece of business tonight. We got a change to a major WrestleMania match. And Dragon Lee is out. Andrade is in, which I have no problem with. But I do find it a little fucked up if Dragon Lee is not hurt. So I hope we find out the actual reason why Dragon Lee was pulled. Because in all actuality, he was originally a part of the storyline. And now he's not. And now Andrade is in. So we'll see what happens there. But Andrade is obviously going to make the match a little bit more interesting in my eyes, teaming with Rey. They're teasing a Carlito heel turn. Whether that happens at WrestleMania or not, that remains to be seen. We don't know. But he was acting a little suspicious and a little fishy tonight. And then Cody Rhodes had a final message for the final boss. He's going to slap The Rock so hard that his ego is going to remember that he actually is the people's champion and not whoever he is depicting himself as now. So we'll go over everything we need to on this Friday night. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me here. And I know you guys are watching the Hall of Fame. I will catch up on Paul Heyman maybe after the stream is over. It's always great to hear Paul Heyman talk. So I will certainly catch up with that. The rest of the Hall of Fame really doesn't do anything for me. Honestly, I feel like it's a very underwhelming class this year. So I'm surprised they actually trotted out Paul Heyman first. I thought they'd save him for last. But I got to catch up on that for sure. Anything that Heyman does, anything that Heyman says is usually a must-see deal. But I'm glad you guys are here with me. We're going to get into the SmackDown stuff. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out all the other content on the channel. I don't have any time at all this weekend to get any extras out for you guys, so I'm just going to worry about tonight. I'm going to worry about WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, Monday Night Raw. It's going to be big. And then we'll get back to the usual daily uploads next week when things are a little bit more calmed down. And then obviously we got Tuesday's TNT. Should be a big show. Hopefully the new intro will be ready for you guys on Tuesday, I'm hoping. But a lot to look forward to, guys. And if you're going to need any content from anybody in the community, you guys know where to go. Right here. It's going to be a big week, big weekend. WrestleMania, I'm looking to break records. We need to outdo last year. Can't do that without you guys. So go check out all the other content on the channel. Keep an eye on what's going on and what's coming up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up. We got 1,600 people plus in here right now and counting. 450 likes. Let's try to double that. Let's try and get to at least 1,000 likes tonight on the SmackDown post right here on Off the Script. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. What a perfect time to mention Blue Chew, man. You guys like stories? Why don't you go finish your own story? Why don't you finish your own story with Blue Chew? BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Sign up. And all you have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling, and you get a free sample on me, courtesy of the podcast. That's BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go hit them up and take advantage of that special offer, courtesy of Off the Script. SmackDown tonight started with the KO show. Not really much happened, I would say, in the first half an hour of this show. WWE tried to string along a nice little story throughout the show with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Greyson Waller. Owens, he's out there, and Randy Orton is his guest on the KO show tonight. Randy Orton was officially introduced. He walks out. The two sat in separate chairs. It would be a little weird if they sat in the same chair. Owens is going over the WrestleMania match and outlined the WrestleMania match with Orton and Owens, telling everybody how much they hate Logan Paul. Crowd chanted, "Logan sucks." Owens asked Orton to rate how awful Paul is, and Paul started to talk into a microphone, and he walks out from the WrestleMania stage across the street at Lincoln Financial Field. I'll stop there. A lot of people are upset and disappointed at the WrestleMania stage setup this year. I guess people were expecting a little bit more over the top for WWE coining this as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. I mean, WWE is not going to put, what they, or what you, I should say, think into the overall stage setup. They should. It's WrestleMania. When they already have everybody's money this week. So that's just the way that I see it. A lot of people were criticizing the simplicity of the stage. I don't know what everybody really expected. I mean, did you expect some Liberty Bell type fucking monument on the stage? I don't know what anybody really expected. To me, it looks fine. It's WrestleMania. WWE doesn't do any stage setups for any other show at all. I mean, they'll go to Scotland for Clash of the Castle. They'll go to France for Backlash. They'll be in Germany for Bash in Berlin. None of those stages are going to have, specific stage setups. Those shows aren't going to have stages that are made for them specifically. WrestleMania is the only show that gets any sort of treatment like that all year round. Now, you would think because of that, WWE puts the amount of effort, maximum effort into the stage setup. But I don't really see what the problem is. I like the stage. I think it's simple, it's clean, and it does what it needs to do. Honestly. And nobody's going to really give a shit about the stage. Honestly. It's going to happen anytime you have WWE hyping up something. You're expecting something and then you're disappointed because WWE doesn't give you what you want. I've been there, done that. You know that. But it's all about what happens in the ring. It's all about how the show comes off tomorrow night and Sunday night. And it's about the story. The story needs to be right. You're not going to be thinking about a stage. If the story is fucked up, you're not going to be thinking about the stage. If you get the outcomes that you want, everything's going to be fine. So WWE has these three out there, and Logan is in Lincoln Financial Field on the WrestleMania stage. Paul says he's 2 steps ahead of Owens and Orton. Owens says the stadium is, in fact, right across the street. As a result, Owens and Orton threw their microphones down and left through the crowd to get to Lincoln Financial Field. Austin Theory and Greyson Waller climbed out from underneath the ring and ran after Owens and Orton through the crowd. So the show went to a commercial break, and when the show returned, Owens grabbed a golf cart with Randy Orton and started to ride across the street. Waller and Theory chased them through the parking lot, and the show went back inside Wells Fargo Arena. So the storyline here is they're trying to get at Logan Paul, because they both hate Logan Paul, but Logan's in Lincoln Financial Field, and they were in the Wells Fargo, so they hijacked the golf cart to go chase him down and go find him. That's the way WWE decided to start SmackDown tonight. Not really overly exciting, but WWE is knocking on the doorstep for WrestleMania Night 1. What else is there to do? What else is there to say? Everybody's ready for tomorrow's festivities. We got a video package of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This match went 10 minutes. I would like to see the Battle Royal become a little bit more important. But I think this is the year that Triple H does away with it. There's no need for it. Well, what's the point of the Battle Royal? Nobody usually gets put over if they win it. It's just something that is nestled onto SmackDown because WWE doesn't want to put it on WrestleMania. They got their own vision for what WrestleMania is going forward. There's 7 matches on night 1, 6 matches on night 2. It's a perfect formula. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal gives off this aura of, let's put everybody in the ring at the same time. These people aren't on the WrestleMania card. Let's take everybody that didn't make WrestleMania and throw them into one match and give them the feeling of the WrestleMania weekend. It's not WrestleMania. And this Battle Royal means nothing. And if you're going to do a Battle Royal, it needs to be more than 10 minutes. And the fact that it went 10 minutes and there was little to no importance in this, I don't know why we're running this back year after year after year after year. Bronson Reed won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'll get to that in a second. What does it do for him? What does it get him? Where does he go from here? I don't know. It does nothing for Bronson Reed, though he was the right guy to win it, either him or Ricochet. Even if Ricochet won, what was it going to do for him? Nothing. So Omos was in this thing. Yes, the mighty Omos was in this. His usual appearance to fill the ring out, to add a big guy in the Battle Royal. Hasn't been on TV in what, 9 months? There's your typical Omos appearance for WWE this year. We won't see him again till next WrestleMania. Pretty deadly. They were in there. They tried to go after Omos to start things off, while everybody else stood around and watched them act like fools. Omos eliminated Kit Wilson. Elton Prince then eliminated himself because he didn't want to have to deal with Omos. So the match started with Angel and Berto. They were eliminated immediately. They were eliminated by Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde of Legado del Fantasma. Cameron Grimes was in there. We haven't seen Cameron Grimes. Where is Cameron Grimes on TV, and why hasn't he been on TV? You know, you look at Cameron Grimes, and I guarantee you a lot of you were looking at the Battle Royal, and you said to yourself, oh, man, that's Cameron Grimes. I didn't think he was still with the company. I thought he might have been let go quietly. I thought WWE was very high on Cameron Grimes, especially Triple H. The fuck are they doing with him? Don't know why he hasn't been on TV at all. Eliminated. Like that. Goodbye. This was all within the first minute, by the way. People just going out left and right. It's meaningless. So Grimes was eliminated. Jinder Mahal and Apollo Crews were eliminated thereafter. Boy, oh boy, man. WWE needs to make any budget cuts themselves. You're looking at the people that they would probably let go. I don't know when Apollo Crews' contract is up, but that man needs to bounce immediately. Go and do what Ali is doing on the indies. Creed Brothers got rid of Indus Sher, so goodbye to Veer Mahan. Omos slammed J.D. McCaffey, and the show went to a commercial break. So we get back from the break, and we show a replay of Omos accidentally eliminating himself while eliminating the Creeds. Thanks for coming, Omos. Ivar tossed out Cedric Alexander. Whatever happened to Cedric Alexander's new tag team with Ashanti the Adonis? Remember that WWE filmed a vignette and aired an actual vignette with both of these guys prepping to look the part of a tag team. The vignette was Ashanti Adonis critiquing Cedric Alexander's choice of wardrobe. Remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. JD from NY remembers. What are we doing? Or is that concept and tag team idea now dead? I don't know. Poor Cedric. Cedric will now be banished to WWE Speed. Guaranteed. So he was in there. Ivar eliminated Ashanti the Adonis, supposedly his tag team partner. So we're down to the final five. Otis, Bronson Reed, Ivar. It's a lot of meaty men in there. A lot of meat. Meat madness in the Battle Royal. Ricochet and Akira Tozawa. So these five guys obviously were the last remaining in the Battle Royal, and the three big guys were going to go at it because these three, Otis, Bronson Reed, Ivar, were very vocal on social media about having a Meaty Men Invitational or Meaty Men Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Their version of Meat Madness. So we got the Meat Madness happening here on SmackDown between Ivar, Bronson Reed, and Otis. So they squared off. Ivar and Reed hit dual cross body blocks on each other. And then Ricochet jumped at Bronson Reed, but Reed caught him and placed Ricochet on the apron. So then we get JD McDouble, who I didn't even realize was still in the match. I thought he had gotten eliminated. He pulled Ricochet off the apron, and I legitimately thought Ricochet was going to fucking tear a ligament. I mean, the way McDonough pulled Ricochet off the apron, he pulled him off the apron, and Ricochet ended up getting caught in the ring skirt, and I don't know what the fuck had happened there. Ricochet looked pissed. So McDonough, who was pulling a Jerry Lawler on the outside, sleeping on the outside, was still in the match, comes in and eliminates Ricochet. So he did keep the promise he made to Damian Priest. He would take care of Ricochet in the Battle Royal, and he did just that. Did JD McDonough win the Battle Royal? No, he did not. Tozawa eliminated McDonough, and now the final four is down to Otis, Ivar, Reed, and Tozawa. Otis did the worm on Bronson. Ivar instantly eliminated Otis, so he got his spot in, and then goodbye. Ivar lifted Tozawa and threw him onto Otis, but Otis didn't catch him, and Tozawa took a nasty bump on the outside. Referee immediately went over to Tozawa to check on him. It looked fucking nasty. The final two were Reed and Ivar. Ivar executed a cartwheel at one point. He followed up with a spinning back kick, and things were looking good for Ivar until he missed the top rope moonsault. Reed popped up and clotheslined Ivar over the top rope, and Bronson Reed wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So there was a lot of beef in that match, and only one beef was left standing, and that was Bronson Reed. Pause. Bronson Reed wins the Battle Royal. Now, honestly, it means nothing. I love Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed's great. He's legit. Got to have him on TV a little bit more and something a little bit more meaningful and make him into a legit badass, okay? The thing with this, I could sit here and tell you until I'm blue in the face that the Battle Royal means nothing, that Triple H should get rid of it. The thing with this is, I looked at it in a different way tonight. We all know Triple H loves Bronson Reed. He brought him back. Vince fired him. He was one of the rehires by Triple H. He wanted to make good. He wanted to do right by Bronson Reed. Because if Triple H was in charge during that time period, Bronson Reed would have never originally been fired. The way I look at it is, even though the Battle Royal doesn't mean anything, Triple H, unfortunately, didn't have a spot for Bronson Reed on the WrestleMania card and left him off the WrestleMania card instead of putting him on the show and giving him something unimportant. It would not be fair to Bronson Reed. He would get his WrestleMania match, but it wouldn't mean anything in the end. What this signifies is that Triple H has plans for Bronson Reed. Triple H is keeping it in the back of everybody's mind. Hey, I have not forgotten about Bronson Reed. The Battle Royal doesn't mean anything, But him winning the Battle Royal means Triple H is going to push Bronson Reed post WrestleMania. So I think we got that to look forward to. All in all, I thought this was fun for what it was, but ultimately, 10 minutes, you can't really tell me the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is important and needs to be a yearly staple on WWE television during WrestleMania season if all you're going to give it is 10 minutes. At that 10-minute mark, it's a complete waste of time. Bronson Reed wins the Battle Royal. Very happy for him, and I think he's going to get a major push post-Mania in WWE. Logan Paul, he was shown backstage at the Wells Fargo instead of Lincoln Financial. He was smiling because he evaded Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. We got a video from the Final Testament. Karrion Kross mocked Bobby Lashley for having a little to nothing to do at last year's WrestleMania. Kross says he carried their conflict to a must-see fight, and that got them both a match at WrestleMania. Kross was overly angry as the vignette wrapped up. I don't want to sit here and tell you that Karrion Kross is wrong. He's not. But if these two factions weren't feuding, Bobby Lashley nor Karrion Kross would have a WrestleMania match. And I'm very happy that Karrion Kross is getting a WrestleMania match. I think this match is going to be a sleeper match on night 2 of WrestleMania. I do. I think the Final Testament against Bobby Lashley's crew, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, I think it's going to be a sleeper match of the weekend, and I think it's going to open up a lot of people's eyes as to what Karrion Kross could really do. And Kross has killed the vignettes he's been in, the promos that he's cut. I love the work Kross is doing. I don't blame Kross for much of the feeling of nothing during this feud. I don't blame Kross at all. They're doing their best to work with the time that they're given. But you see the work that Kross is putting into it. This is a renewed Karrion Kross. This is a refreshed Karrion Kross. And the last time we saw him, this was before, Vince killed him and then fired him. Goodbye. He's come back with a vengeance. And I'm glad that he is feeling what he's doing. You see it, you feel it as a viewer. He's making the appropriate changes to the character. I don't know where the ultimate end goal for the character is, but I think he's knocked it out of the park so far. Bobby Lashley, on the other hand, with the Street Profits, I really haven't gotten myself invested in what they've been doing. I haven't gotten myself invested in this entire feud, to be quite honest with you. The best thing about this feud is that it's coming to an end. I don't really think there's a legitimate story here. There's no real meaning as to why these two teams are feuding. They're not anywhere close to championships, either team. So what are they fighting over? Supremacy? What are you fighting over? The Bloodline is the biggest faction in WWE. What are you fighting for? Second place? Third place? Judgment Day is right underneath Bloodline. So what exactly are they fighting for? They're fighting for third place, to be the third best faction in WWE. It's great. Who gives a shit? But I do think that this match will signal the end. Don't know where they go after this. And I do think that a lot of people are going to be surprised by what these two teams do night 2 of WrestleMania. Looking forward to it. Logan Paul. He comes out, music plays, he walks out, gets his entrance. This time he's in the Wells Fargo Arena. Logan Paul said Philly is trash. He made fun of South Jersey. Logan Paul kept saying mean things about Philadelphia and how people in South Jersey are trash. He called a few people in the front row idiots. Logan Paul says he will be wrestling 2 of the dumbest dudes in the WWE. Logan Paul then said Randy Orton has the brain, and the size of his brain is a peanut, while Owens uses all his brain power to digest his latest meal. He says he plays chess. He plays a game of cat and mouse. The crowd gave him the what treatment, and he tried to dumb that down pretty quickly. He laughed it off. Then he says that Waller and Theory are going to ambush Orton and Owens at Lincoln Financial Field, that he weaseled his way away, came over to Wells Fargo, they don't know, and that they're walking into a fucking ambush. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, rather. It says Logan Paul. So we see video from inside Lincoln Financial Field. Waller and Theory said they looked everywhere, but they couldn't find Owens and Orton. They're not there anymore. Logan Paul was talking to them, but then the lights came up, and Orton and Owens are surrounding Logan Paul at ringside inside the Wells Fargo arena. So Paul turned around. Eventually, he saw Randy Orton and Kevin Owens there. He tried to escape very quickly, but Kevin Owens caught him, threw him into the ring. They beat him down for a little bit. Paul took a stunner, and then the crowd really wanted an RKO, and Orton set up for it, and then he landed the RKO on Logan Paul and ended that segment. So no more chasing Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. They got the last laugh on Logan Paul. If Pro Wrestling 101 tells us anything about this segment, whenever this match takes place, I don't remember if it's on night 1 or night 2, this match is going to Logan Paul. He took both guys' finishing moves on the go-home show. He took a stunner from Owens, and he took an RKO. Surprisingly, they gave that away already. I figured that they would save that moment for Mania. What else is there to see now? Logan Paul is going to escape WrestleMania with the United States Championship. I don't see Kevin Owens winning it. I don't think Randy Orton needs it. Logan Paul is going to keep that championship, and he's going to retain the title. They basically told you exactly that tonight by him taking both a stunner and an RKO. It's going to be interesting to see what Kevin Owens and Randy Orton do. I mean, it's every man for himself on this weekend for that United States Championship. They've been buddy-buddy for the duration of this build. It's going to be interesting to see when they finally do come to blows, because they're not going to be buddy-buddy on WrestleMania. It's going to be every man for himself. Can't be buddy-buddy with each other and then win the United States Championship at the same time. Dragon Lee. He was shown on the ground backstage, and he became the latest victim of a random, unknown assailant in the back. He was attacked. So Carlito was there with him, and Carlito is laying by Dragon Lee and consoling him and trying to protect his LWO brethren. The LWO music hit, and Rey Mysterio walked towards the ring with Zelina Vega. Dirty Dom and Andrade El Idolo accompanied Elektra Lopez and Santos Escobar to the ring. We get Elektra Lopez and Zelina Vega one-on-one. I knew Elektra Lopez was not very good. And I've told you guys about Zelina Vega not being very good. This was not good. Not good at all. WWE continues to put these women who are clearly not ready in a position to be on television, and then they give them 2 minutes. I would rather see 0 minutes. 0 minutes from Elektra Lopez and Zelina Vega. At the end of the day, and you may have a problem with me saying this, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being a manager or a valet. That's where their stock is highest. Elektra Lopez is not going to be some game-changing addition to the women's roster. She could be a very good complement as a valet for Legado del Fantasma. Same thing with Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega's stock was never higher than when she was with Andrade in the first go-around. And then when they got called up to the main roster, Vince wanted to split them for whatever ungodly reason. Zelina went on to wrestle and do nothing, and Andrade went on to fail because he couldn't speak English and needed somebody to help him with his promos. He was all by himself. There's nothing wrong with being a valet or a manager. That's where they both shine the best. This is a waste of my time. The match was joined in progress after a commercial break. The two traded blows. Vega gained momentum with some clotheslines. Vega hit double knees, and that was enough to get a 2 count. Vega went to the second rope. Lopez caught Vega and landed Electrica Fire for a 2 count. Lopez went on to the second rope, but Vega cut her off and hit a 619, or at least the first part of a 619. Can't even use her own moves. Vega then hit the Hammerlock DDT, which is Andrade's old finish. Or is it still his new finish, but under a different name? He's calling it the Message, I believe. Dominic got on the apron to distract the referee. Ray pulled Dom off the apron. Lopez hit the Electrica Shock for the 1, 2, 3. Great. 2 losers, with one loser getting the victory over the other loser. After the match, Dominic attacked Rey Mysterio. Things seemed to be going the way of the heels. Andrade, all of a sudden, fought back for Rey. He just came out with Dominic and Santos. But in the end here, he's helping Rey, and he's standing up for Rey Mysterio. Andrade shook Rey's hand after Andrade cleared house, hugged him, and he hugged Zelina Vega. It's a great thing to see Andrade and Zelina Vega back together as a pairing. So they finally made their way back to each other. I think that's great. Andrade, babyface with a babyface Zelina back as his advisor or agent type role, or she has him in that position that they were in NXT, speaker, advisor, whatever have you. I love it. I think it's great. I'm glad WWE finally found a way to get them back together, because that's when Andrade and Zelina, I just said, were at the top of their game within WWE. So the band is back together here, and Dragon Lee is attacked. Nobody knew what was going on with that. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Andrade now has a major role in the Rey Mysterio Santos Escobar story at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill, they're out to cut a promo, which might not be a good deal. You got Naomi, Bianca, who can't cut a promo. Love Naomi, but she's not a good promo. Let's be real. Love Bianca. She's not a good promo. Jade, not a good promo. So you got 3 women out there who are not very good at cutting a promo. Cutting a promo. Well, WWE's really testing the waters with this one, huh? Belair and Naomi came to the ring first, and Belair began saying that she has been fighting Damage Control longer than anyone. Belair said that Naomi showed up and then reminded her that, you know, she's fighting Damage Control and why she's fighting Damage Control in the first place. Naomi noted how Belair was getting dragged every week. Naomi then said they are going to WrestleMania, and they pointed at the sign, and everybody cheered like a bunch of geeks because they pointed at the sign. Belair said Damage Control's problem is that they've been at the top for so long. They weren't expecting anyone else to come through. Out comes Jade Cargill. Big time entrance. We got the superstar treatment here, the lights, the smoke. A storm is coming. They're all dressed as cowgirls in Philly. I wasn't sure if it was a Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, reference there. But I was tipped off, and I didn't really know this because it's not really my thing. It's not my cup of coffee. Beyonce released a country album, and I'm guessing this was paying homage to Beyonce, doing a whole country album. Impressive, I guess. Just shows her overall talent to go from one genre and then master another. Kind of respect it. So they're all dressed as cowgirls, so you got these 3 cowgirls out there in Philadelphia. Cargill began thanking Belair and Naomi once she got to the ring. Cargill said Damage Control stepped up and got stepped on. And now Jade Cargill will get to show the WWE Universe what she is all about. Cargill says that they will show why there is no Damage Control. She then said, Damage Control, they are now in the eye of the storm. Boy, oh boy, man, they really limited Jade Cargill's mic time. They must know something that we already know, man. They're trying to conceal. I guess it's a good deal. You know, the longer a Jade promo goes, the worse it's going to get. She needs to really work on her cadence and the way she delivers her lines. That's the fucking problem. I mean, she sounds so overly robotic. It's like they're developing her into the next Charlotte Flair. Like, I know you can speak like a human being. Why does everybody go out there and sound like they're fucking regurgitating, remembering lines? I don't get it. That's her fucking problem. They're really trying to limit Cargill's time on the microphone. It's clearly evident by what we got tonight. They did the same thing last week, and they did the same thing this week. And they're going to limit her in the ring. This is why I said when she debuted, watch what they do at WrestleMania. Whatever you got last week with the attack on Damage Control, basically they gave you Jade's inclusion at WrestleMania at the end of SmackDown last week. Big boot, power bomb, and then Jaded. That's all she's going to do. I would be shocked if she does anything more than that. I'd be shocked if she actually has to sell a wrestling hold or a move. She's not going to get into that match until Naomi gets the work in, Bianca gets the work in, and then she gets the hot tag and wins the match for the Cowgirls. But man, they're really trying to limit everything with Jade Cargill. They wanted her on television. They needed her on television. But at some point, is anybody going to ask, is that all we got? Is anybody going to call them out on their bullshit? Are you going to dial in the microscope on Jade Cargill just a little bit more when everything that I have revealed to you already becomes more evidently clear? It's either sink or swim. Shut the fuck up or send this woman back to the Performance Center. I don't think Jade is going to be able to swim. I don't. And I don't wish any failure on her. I don't. I am not confident in her doing what needs to be done. I'm not. Jey Uso. Yes, Jade is a little bit more capable than Eva Marie. Yes. Jey Uso. Jey was shown backstage saying he will whoop up on his brother Solo later tonight. That is indeed the main event. Jey then said, yeet. And the crowd responded with their own yeet. And then we go to Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate making their entrance. Rey Mysterio. He was told Dragon Lee won't be cleared to wrestle this weekend. He is out of WrestleMania. Andrade chimed in and said, Rey, I will be your partner at WrestleMania. Let me team with you. I mean, I don't know why Rey Mysterio would turn down Andrade's services. Andrade is one of the best in the world. Andrade said he would love to be his partner at Mania. All of a sudden, there's that Carlito character again, man. He's over there. He's the first guy we saw when Dragon Lee was on the floor, huh? Yeah, I wonder who attacked Dragon Lee, man. Who was it? Was it somebody new coming to the roster? No, he's right in front of your fucking face. It's Carlito. All they need to do is leave a little fucking trail of bitten apple somewhere just to kind of give it away. And then Carlito walks in here after Andrade makes the statement that he wants to team with Rey Mysterio to fill in for Dragon Lee. So Carlito popped up and told them to take down Santos and Dominic. And he's happy, and he's going to support his brothers in the LWO. We're going to fight this together. Meanwhile, you know Carlito wants it to be him. Why didn't Rey pick Carlito? Carlito's in the LWO, why is he teaming with somebody that's not even in the fucking group? If you're Carlito, aren't you feeling a little jaded there? No pun intended. Aren't you feeling a little slighted if you're Carlito? I know I would be. This guy's in the fucking faction and Ray still won't pick me. He's going outside the family. Who attacked Dragon Lee? You're looking at him. Carlito. Whether it happens at WrestleMania or not, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this Dominic and Legado deal. Judgment Day was on the show tonight. We'll talk about them in a little bit because they showed up at the end of the tag team match. You know, Dominic looks to be on his way out potentially of the Judgment Day group. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I mean, I'm going to have a very difficult time believing and liking WWE splitting up Dominic and Rhea. At some point, you're going to have to just cut the umbilical cord there and just separate them. I know it's a great act. I know they get great heat. The on-screen chemistry is there. But Rhea is more over than Dominic ever will be. And most of Dominic's heat, I believe, comes from what he's built up with Rhea. It'll probably still linger if he's in another group. But a lot of that really has to do with Judgment Day. They made that. I don't know how well that's going to translate to a Legado or if he joins another faction. Judgment Day may be on the outs. Rhea Ripley, in my eyes, the way that I see it, she's going to end up being a babyface. So maybe splitting her and Dominic is probably the best for her. This will land Dominic in Legado. So it'll be Ray, Angel, Humberto, and Dominic. And then we get Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Andrade. And then you got Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. So that's the LWO. I don't know where any of this is going. I don't. It looks like that. It really honestly felt like that Dominic was trying to court Andrade into Judgment Day or into Legado. It looked like he was doing business for both Judgment Day and Santos Escobar, and he was trying to kind of make this negotiation with Andrade. Do what you need to do for us, and then maybe we'll get you into Judgment Day. But Andrade said, fuck all that noise. He turned on Dominic, he turned on Santos, and aligned himself with Rey Mysterio. I guess it made sense to include him in the tag team match now because, you know, Dominic, obviously, he was having this on-screen thing with Dominic and Ray have been having this on-screen thing for well over a year, and Ray and Dominic needed some other aspect to kind of light that fire, and that light came from Andrade. Andrade was not going to stand for it anymore. He saw what Dominic was doing. He didn't agree with it. He took his negotiation and said, fuck off, piss off. What you're doing to your father is not right. Does he make more sense than Dragon Lee? Probably. Dragon Lee hasn't really been on TV. He hasn't. I don't know what Dragon Lee's status is. Is Dragon Lee hurt? Why didn't WWE want to keep Dragon Lee in the match? Unless he really is not medically cleared. Why take that WrestleMania moment away from him? We've all, you know, watched him from NXT get called up to the main roster. This is why he came. He wanted to be on the main roster. He wanted to make big boy money. He wants to do WrestleMania. And then you just snatch it away from him. If he's not hurt, why? In favor of Andrade? I get Andrade's the bigger name, the better wrestler. Probably makes a little bit more sense storyline-wise, but you promised that match to Dragon Lee, so if he's not hurt, why don't you just stick to the original plan? I don't really get it. Kind of looks like it's a little fucked up. Maybe he is hurt. I hope it's not. I hope it's not that serious if he is. But it makes me wonder why they just pulled him randomly and took that moment away from him. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I didn't say Ray was in Legado. Who said Ray was in Legado? Ray's not in Legado. Andrade. Dominic. Tag team match. New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. He defeated Greyson Waller and Austin Theory. Tag team match went about 8 minutes. I mean, this was fun. Just two teams in the ladder match at WrestleMania trying to get momentum going into this weekend show. Dunn and Theory started the match, and Dunn quickly had control early. Bate tagged in, landed a senton. Waller tagged in. Bate kept control, head scissor takedown. Bate then spun Waller into a flip dive onto Theory on the outside. And we go into a commercial break when Waller caught him and hit a DDT on Bate on the apron. So right into commercial break. The show returned. Waller hit a rolling blockbuster on Bate for a 2 count. Bate then powered up, landed a vertical suplex to even things out here. Bate got the hot tag to Pete Dunne. He ran in, took out both Waller and Theory with a series of enziguris. Dunne stomped on Waller's hands, fired up the crowd. Dunne did the finger spots, joint manipulation on Greyson Waller until Austin Theory broke it up with a rolling drop kick right to the face. Things broke down. Waller punched Bate on the outside after Bop and Bang missed. That's his fake out punch, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, Bop and Bang. So he got a punch right on Bate, knocked him out. And then he was going for a rolling something in the ring, and he got caught. Dunne punched Waller mid-roll. Bate tagged back in, and they hit the burning hammer finish on both Austin Theory and Greyson Waller. 1, 2, 3, they get the victory and the momentum going into the tag team scramble ladder match at WrestleMania. So Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate will not be winning the tag team titles. That's my prediction. If I had to choose two teams, WWE's really honing in on this stipulation. You know, both sets of championships have to be pulled down from atop the ring in this ladder match. They're really setting it up for two sets of tag team champions to be crowned post-WrestleMania. Now, I've said this until I'm blue in the face. WWE does not have enough teams to solidify two separate titles and two separate divisions. They don't. Let's be real. They don't. WWE would probably do best if we have one set of tag team titles, one tag team champion, and they are split between both Raw and SmackDown. Not only would you give a boost to SmackDown in that department, you know, you could put them on SmackDown, put them on Raw, fit them in, plug them in wherever you need extra talent, and then the divisions would float between both shows. The champion would float between both shows, just like the tag team titles in the women's division. I don't know why the women's tag team titles have separate rules than the men's tag team titles. It should be the same fucking thing. They don't have enough teams to solidify two divisions. They don't. They'll end up doing the same thing that they did year over year over year over year. If that's the case, you'll run through matches and nothing will feel important and nothing will feel special. I don't know why we're batting around these ideas of, yep, let's get two separate tag team titles. No, that was never the answer. Ever. But WWE's playing it up like it's going to happen. If I have to choose two teams, I'm going with Austin Theory, Greyson Waller, and I'm going with Miz Truth. Or Awesome Truth. I'd love DIY, honestly, to win the tag team titles. I don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong, though. After the match between the New Catch Republic and Austin Theory, Greyson Waller, Judgment Day ran out and attacked both teams. This included Rhea Ripley, who watched every member perform their finish on all members of this tag team match. Damian Priest looked like a savage in there. LA Knight. LA Knight's still getting massive reactions anywhere he goes. Good for him. He had a little brawl today in the media junket where all the wannabe reporters were crowded around together, circle jerking each other. LA Knight was attacked by AJ Styles during the media junket today. AJ actually ended up with a busted lip. I thought that looked great. Just corny, hokey brawling in random spots. I love it. It's great. So we got a video of last week's angle with AJ being aired. LA Knight stood in the ring and the crowd was chanting his name. Let me talk to you, he says. Knight took off his sunglasses and said he thinks Styles is phenomenal. Yeah, he's phenomenal at not showing up and running away. Knight stumbled and the crowd helped him sing along. Or not really sing along, he helped him along. He was chewing on his gum and he got tongue-tied. Maybe we shouldn't be chewing gum while we're trying to cut promos. Knight told Styles to grab his crying towel because all Styles has been doing is crying about LA Knight. Knight says he makes Styles interesting and he's going to give Styles 3 the hard way as he boots him through the field goal posts. LA Knight closed with LA Knight. The crowd will be chanting and singing along with me. LA Knight. Yeah. That was basically it. No funny business, no shenanigans, no AJ Styles, nothing. Straight to the heart promo. If these guys are going to wrestle at WrestleMania, I think they're going to bring it. I think this is going to be another sleeper match this weekend. Anything AJ does is just great. Hopefully he can bring that out of Mr. LA Knight. Bobby Lashley, his group cut a promo, cut a vignette. B-Fab said that there will be nowhere to go for the final testament. Lashley chimed in, said that this weekend they will finish Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. Jey Uso. He went one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. This went about 6 minutes. I didn't really give a shit about Solo wrestling yet another main event. For all the people who have gone on to say, I hope Roman Reigns wins the title. I hope Cody doesn't finish his story. I don't know how many more main events of Solo Sikoa you guys can be subjected to on a weekly basis here. What is he now, 0-35? Guy hasn't won a fucking match since he's beaten John Cena. I don't know why we're accumulating house show losses for Solo Sikoa, but 0-35 is what the cool kids on social media are saying now. This match was pretty much what you expected between Jey and Solo. Cody gave the go-home speech here. Rah-rah, WrestleMania, finish the story, Tribal Chief, final boss, yah. Match started with some back and forth between the brothers. Solo was on the outside. Jey ran at him. Solo cut him off with a big strike. Solo then slammed Jey onto the ring apron. Seen a lot of slamming on the ring aprons today. Everywhere. House of Glory, Wrestling Revolver, WWE. We go to commercial break. When the show came back, Solo had the upper hand. Jey punched his way out of it because Solo slowed the match down. Solo eventually caught him and slammed Jey to take control. Solo then runs at Jey. Jey moved. Solo ran into the corner. Jey got the better of things with an enziguri and a big Uso hip attack. Jey ran at Solo, and Solo countered into a Samoan drop. Like I said, paint-by-number stuff here. Solo set up for the spike, and Jey countered into a bunch of super kicks. Jey hit a splash from the top, and Jimmy ran down to attack Jey. Solo gave Jey the Samoan spike. Cody's music hits, and he runs to the ring with Seth Rollins to take care of Jimmy and Solo. Cody took off his weight belt and started whipping Jimmy and Solo with the weight belt, just like Rock did to Cody and Seth on Raw. Couldn't do it to Rock and Roman, so why not do it to the two losers of the bloodline? Cody then gave Jimmy a crossroads. Seth had Cody's belt, and crowd started to sing Seth's song. They then saw Seth hit Jimmy with the belt, and Jey hits the Uso splash from the top rope on Jimmy. After all that's over, Cody grabbed the microphone and said that tomorrow night, his best friend, or his good friend, I should say, his partner, Seth Rollins, and him are going to slap The Rock so hard they will move his body from his soul, and he will remember that he is the people's champion. Cody then finished up saying that on Sunday, he is going to dethrone Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Cody says he will finish his story and a better chapter, a new story will begin. Cody pointed at the WrestleMania sign because that's what you need to do before we all move on to Lincoln Financial Field tomorrow. Points at the sign, makes a promise that he should honestly keep. I know I've seen some people saying that Triple H dropped an Easter egg or was hinting at something about the story not being finished. Listen, I don't know what else to tell you guys. We've gotten to this point with everything you have seen from Rock and the beatdowns and the promos and Cody basically doing nothing, crying and being a cuck. With everything we've seen, there is absolutely no way that you could justify Roman Reigns winning this match on Sunday. With everything you've seen, there's only one outcome. Cody finishes his story. Oh, but what about Roman breaking Hogan's record? What record? Third place record? Yeah, great. Shove it up your asshole. What record? There is no record. Roman is not breaking Hogan's third place all-time record. It's not. WWE's hyping up the fact that Roman Reigns is breaking Hulk Hogan's record for most main events of WrestleMania. That record he could have. They're taking one away and giving him another Hogan record because he's wrestling twice on Saturday and Sunday. But no, he's not taking the title past WrestleMania. A post-WWE with Roman as champion is detrimental to the company. The money isn't even in Roman Reigns as champion anymore. It's not. All that shifted over to Dwayne. Rock is going to be back. I don't know if Roman's going to be on TV post-Mania. I'm sure we'll get something on Monday or Friday. But after that, I think Roman's going away for a little bit. Rock is going to film a movie. He's not going to be back. WWE has obviously planted a ton of seeds for a potential Cody and Rock match at SummerSlam. I mean, I feel like it really should be Rock and Cody in the main event of WrestleMania this year with all the fucking build that they did with Rock and Cody. It don't even feel like Roman's in the fucking main event. Everything you've seen up until this point, Cody needs to win. Everything. If WWE doesn't give Cody the title on Sunday, I don't know what I would do come Sunday on this show. You might have to restrain me. You might get another Great Khali Punjabi prison match rant. Or another rant that you got on Wednesday where I said, you know, I'm going to come on here, man. I may give you a 7 or 8. Now, there's no reason to go to a 12. I gave you a 12. You guys come for a 12. SmackDown didn't really do much of anything, man. We got that Andrade inclusion in the tag team match with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. But outside that, this SmackDown really didn't do much for me, man. It really didn't. Very paint-by-numbers stuff. They were just turning their wheels. Everybody's ready for WrestleMania tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's the big show. We'll be live right here on YouTube with all of the coverage on the podcast. So make sure you guys set your notifications for that for sure. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Yeah, that Battleground 2017 review, man. The Punjabi prison match. Oh my goodness. Telling you, Cody doesn't win. It's going to be a fucking problem. Thank you guys very much for joining me on the post show tonight, man. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Hall of Fame. We still cracked 200 or 2,000, I should say, live tonight. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Get those super chats in. We're going to hang out in just a moment. Thumbs up. I don't see 700 likes yet. I asked for 1,000. What happened? I know you guys are busy watching the Hall of Fame. I'll give you guys a pass tonight, okay? Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. I will be live tomorrow night and Sunday night for the WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 post shows right here off the script. After the show immediately goes off the air. If you guys are going to be in Philly tomorrow, WrestleCon, I'll be there around 11 a.m. Come say what's up. Hopefully I don't get mugged by a wrestler who dislikes me or chewed out by a wrestler that heard me say something that they didn't agree with. It's always a fun time. And then the tailgate. If you guys are showing up for the tailgate on Saturday, I will be there with Andrew Baydala, Mr. Drew. And then I will be driving the Stank back to Atlantic City, getting ready for WrestleMania. And then you and I will be hanging out. Sunday, same deal. Tailgate. TNT Live, outside Lincoln Financial. Should be epic. And then right back to Atlantic City for coverage of Night 2. And then I go home Monday. Back to New York. And then we got Raw After Mania. Remember my rant last year on Raw After Mania? Oh, man. Talk about epic rants, huh? I don't think we're going to get that bad of a Raw After Mania this year, man. Just a hunch. And also, check out my sponsor for tonight's show, man, Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Get your free sample on me. All you have to do is pay the $5. Shipping and handling. Super Chats, Michael Krause. Thank you, brother. $2 Super Chat. Good Friday, JD. Are you ready, my friend, for WrestleMania 40? I am ready. I just need a good night's sleep. Adam JD519 says 0-37 for Solo Sikoa if you count Monday and tonight. Who's counting? Thank you, Michael. Andy Suppers with 5 months. 5 months of OTS. Happy Mania weekend, everyone. Andy, thank you, brother. Tony Brown, $9.99. JD, I have another booty meat overdose. Yeah, man. There was some solid meat tonight, I would say, yes. Jamel Turney with a $1.99. At least Jade was wearing clothes tonight. I mean, there are some people that would rather see Jade wear no clothes. Personal preference. She's a lovely lady. Jamel with a $4.99 and a $4.99. Thank you, Jamel. TK should listen to Triple H on Logan Paul's podcast. If you give them story, they will come. Bro, I've said this more times than I can remember. If Tony doesn't understand it, it's not our fucking fault. We've been saying it. And also, JD, were you at WWE World when Rock made his appearance? Because I heard a lot of people were pissed that he was 2 hours late. Yeah, I'm sure he was stuck somewhere chugging down some Terramana. No, I was not there. I went today. I did not go when The Rock was there. D-Man G. What's going on, D-Man? $9.99. Fun fact. Funny fun fact. WWE and The Undertaker sued Meek Mill for using his theme song on his Drake diss track called You Wanna Know back in 2015. Go Google it. So he sampled The Undertaker's what? Original theme? I guess he's got some taste, that Meek Mill, huh? Lucky Gio, my guy. I met Gio at WWE World today. What's up, JD? Honored to meet you today at World, at WrestleMania. Looking forward to Sunday. Thank you for the great streams you give us always. Gio, pleasure was mine, brother. Looking forward to seeing you again Sunday at the tailgate. Don Parker with a $5 super chat. Thunderbolt Patterson making the Hall of Fame was long overdue. He was one of my favorites growing up and deserves his flowers. Finally. As well before my time, Don Parker, but congratulations to Thunderbolt Patterson. Velocifactor with a $1.99. What are your thoughts on the 22-year-old Obafemi? He's got a good look. He's green as a motherfucker, but he's got a good look. And I know he's in a North American title match against Josh Briggs and Dijak. tomorrow at Stand and Deliver. I'm going with Dijak. If Dijak doesn't win, Obafemi's going to retain, and Dijak's going after the world title. Give me Dijak and Dragunov for the NXT title. My God, R-Truthy's Lip Balm Cookie Demeter Bullion with a Australiamite, $7.99. Dub should make AJ and LA a Texas Tornado TLC Hell in a Cell death match with Kelly Kelly as the special referee. My wife, Paul London, said so. Wagga D. Demeter. You never fail to amuse me, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but I like it. Yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver's got 14K tomorrow. You believe that? I don't know how that's possible, but Trick and Mello are going to be main eventing in front of this new generation's NXT's largest crowd ever. Good for them. And Scripps Wrestling Federation, 31 months. Hey, JD, proud to be a VIP for 31 months, and prayers to Jesse and his family. Yes. We love Jesse, and we hope his son is pulling through this WrestleMania weekend. Guys, I had a long Thursday and a long Friday. I am dead tired. If I'm going to be at my best tomorrow, I need tons of caffeine and a decent night's sleep. If you guys are going to be at WrestleCon tomorrow, come say what's up to me and Drew. We'll be walking around. I'll have my camera. I'll be filming. Come say what's up. That one guy, EST 1990 with a $5 super chat. Found your channel a few months ago. Been watching your videos and streams since. Thanks for reigniting my interest in wrestling after all these years. Comment of the night, that one guy. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so very much, man. And the best is yet to come, man. This weekend's going to be big. Hopefully you join us. Guys, thank you very much for all your support tonight. Come say what's up at WrestleCon. If you guys are going, come to the tailgate. I'll see you guys at the tailgate. There'll be great food, great beer, great liquor. Some superstars to hang out with and mingle with. Should be a fun time. Thank you guys for the likes. 750 likes. I'll take it. You guys are too busy watching the Hall of Fame. Go check out all the other channel content, man. Plenty of it. Including an epic rant on AEW Wednesday. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Follow me on social at JD from NY206. The best way to keep up to date on everything. And continue to hit that thumbs up, guys. And also go check out Blue Chew, my official sponsor tonight for OTS. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Tomorrow's going to be the big day, guys. Night 1, WrestleMania. Let's break some records in the venue, huh? Thank you guys for a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.